been a minute, hasn't it? It's been a bit more than a minute. It's been roughly 3 million minutes. But we are not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about the now. And what the now is that we, meaning me, am participating in the Burned Tower Pokemon Draft League. Wow! Season 5 in the Entei Division, which is the intermediate difficulty. Yeah. So, this is not, in fact, my first rodeo in the, this is not my first rodeo because it's not a rodeo. It's a Pokemon Draft League. This is my second rodeo. No, I lied. It's not a rodeo. It's a Pokemon Draft League. Since my first Draft League, not rodeo, was in the same league, the Burn Tower Draft League, but Season 4 in the Raikou Division, which was the beginner division. Since that makes sense, it's my first time doing it. I had to do it. I had to start in the beginning. And suffice to say, not to brag, I lied, to brag, but of course, naturally, I emerged as the champion. And so we got promoted to the intermediate Entei division. Now, this is getting ahead of ourselves. Now, you may be asking, what is a Pokemon Draft League? If you are, then I'll tell you. If you aren't, then I'll tell you anyway. So, a Pokemon Draft League is a form of Pokemon battling that requires a lot of, what's the word? Administration. It requires a number of people. In this case, we have 16 players called coaches in this term, and in the beginning, we take turns drafting Pokemon to add to our teams. And after that, we have our teams, and we do weekly battles with each other based on what our teams are, what their teams are, and it's just a fun way to have battles. So, what did I want to talk about? Oh, right, the draft. Ha! Silly me. So, you may be wondering, how does this draft work? Well, each of our 16 of us, we get ordered by a random wheel, and we take turns picking Pokemon to add to our teams in a snake style. So we go 1 to 16, then 16 to 1, then 1 to 16. Because snakes are well known for their propensity to travel between 2 destinations for their entire lives. A fun fact. Yeah. So, I was number 7, so smack right in the middle of that ordering. So, not the best in terms of getting Pokemon consecutively. But that's fine. So, the way drafting Pokemon works is that each player, each coach, has a total of 115 points to use, and each Pokemon is worth a certain number of points. The better Pokemon are worth more points than the lesser Pokemon, which makes sense. You wouldn't want you don't want to fill up on the better Pokemon, because we want everyone to shine. Everyone's a star here. Yeah. And we have a total of 9 to 11 mons that we can draft, and 2 to 3 of those are assigned to be Terra Captains, because in Gen 9, there's our Terra gimmick, where we can change types. We are allowed to do that with up to, with 2 to 3 different Pokemon that are chosen at the start, or right after the draft is concluded. They have to be lower point values, so 10 or below, so we cannot use it for the higher value Pokemon. And we have to declare what types we're allowed to Terra into. One of them has to be a stab type, and the other two can be whatever the heck we want, as long as they are consistent. So, without further ado, we are going to talk about what we in fact drafted. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, each coach has their own little team name, because it's for fun. And our team name is the Montco Escavaliers, repping the objectively best Pokemon. So, anyway, round one. It's getting to my turn, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know what I want to pick for round one. I have some ideas of Pokemon that I want to use later on, but not for round one. So anyway, it gets to my turn, and I'm like, I decide to pick Slight, the Wowscarada. What the fuck was that? I'm gonna cut that out. No, I'm not. Anyway, we got Slight, the Meowscarada. Oh man, Meowscarada is a pretty cool and sexy Pokemon. So, she's pretty fast, really fast. It's a pretty nice attack. And, hey, that speed though, I just mentioned that speed. Speed is very important in draft. And, so, we want Pokemon that have lots of it. Or at least a Pokemon that has lots of it. So, with her stats, she can be good as like a cleanup crew member, picking off damaged guys. But she is pretty frail, so gotta be careful about switching her into things. She can get like fast U-turns going off, which is very nice for momentum. I can use like, she gets spikes and T-spikes, which is pretty nice and hazard stack. She gets, I know she said pretty fast already, but if we need to stop some shenanigans, we got some priority. We got Sucker Punch and Quick Attack if we want to use that. And probably what's most threatening about Meowscarada, other than her speed, is her ability, Protean, which allows her to change type. It basically gives me a high point Terra Captain almost, sorta, kinda. So she can change her type to, so that all her coverage is stab. Get the stab low kicks, the stab U-turns, the stab triple axles, all that good stuff. But I mean, if I want to keep my typing, I could always overgrow, which is pretty good. If I want some pretty strong flower tricks. So yeah, that's our first round pick, Meowscarada. Woo! Alright, round two. I decided to go with Metagross. Now, Metagross is hella cool. You don't see Metagross haters. They don't exist. If you're a Metagross hater, you don't exist. I don't know what to tell you. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. Anyway, Metagross, 15 points for round two. Very nice steel type. Very, very nice. Metagross has like super high attack, 135. Really good super high defense, which is 135 minus 5. That's 130 for all you people who struggle with numbers. Hell, I can even run like special attack with the very respectable 95. So yeah, Metagross has some pretty nice stats. Speed is a bit lacking, but that's okay. We got priority bullet punch if we want to. We got so many moves. Metagross has so many moves. The Psychic Fangs, we got Heavy Slams, we got knockoffs, we got Earthquakes, We got stone edges. I think that's new. If we want, we can set up rocks. We got another hazard setter. That's going to be a theme. Yeah, it is a theme. We can set up with like agilities. We can run a fun like agility weakness policy set. We'll always love that. An iron defense body press set. We can get some fun trick if we want to do some shenanigans with that. So yeah, Metagross, a very nice steel type, very nice Pokemon. You can do a lot with Metagross, and that is very important in draft because unpredictability is going to get you some wins. Alright, round 3, let's go. So at this point I'm thinking, alright, I got my steel type. I think I might want to build up my Dragon Steel Fairy Core. So I'm looking, and for round 3 we go with Raging Bolt. Raging Bolt is a really fun Pokemon. I think. I don't know. I've never used it before. My impressions are that she's a pretty fun Pokemon. But we'll have to find out. Very, very nice special attack. Pretty bulky also. With really high HP and solid defenses. No recovery though, which is puts a damper on things, but that's okay. Nothing we can't handle. We got leftovers. We got rest. That's okay. We don't need recovery. Recovery's cringe. Because we're not going to get hit because we can kill everyone with our high special attack and priority thunderclap. Which is our fun base 70. It's Sucker Punch, but yeah, you know what Thunderclap is probably. We also get another Volt Switch, our first Volt Switch, but that's another momentum user, which is very nice. Since our speed is a bit lower, we get that slow Volt Switch, which can be very nice, and especially with our high defenses, we can take a hit and pivot out. Or we can make our opponents pivot out. We have access to Dragon Tail and Roar, which can be pretty fun. If we want to, we can set up Calm Mines. But yeah, other than that, our coverage is not all that. We got Electric, we got Dragon. That's about it, really. I mean, I know we get Earthquake, but I'm not running off that base 73 attack, which is what I might actually. But we have Body Press, which is running off that better base 91 defense. But yeah, we can even like do stuff like Thunder Wave and Taunt. So just be annoying. Love being annoying, as you can tell. So yeah, Raging Bolt for round 3. Alright, it's round 4, and I am getting ready to finish up my Dragon Steel Fairy Core with a Fairy type, because we have the other two. So, I have my sights set on 1, and 2 picks before I get to go. My precious Azumarill was taken away from me. It was really tragic. I was like crying on the beach while she sails away into the sunset. It was a very emotional scene. You should have been there. You would have cried too. But anyway, we can't be spending a whole lot of time crying because we have to continue drafting. And at this point, I'm like, I don't know what fairy I want to use. So I go with something that I do know what I want to use, and say hello to me and Xiao. Another attractive addition to our team. Me and Xiao is pretty nice speed with 105, some very nice attack with 125, and based on that attack, reckless high jump kicks can do some big boy damage. if we choose to go that route. Otherwise, Regenerator is very nice to have with that U-turn. Another U-turn mod. How about that? Another fast U-turner. Love that momentum. Just like Meowscarada, except I can heal based off of it. If I ever want to take damage, because I take damage like a wet blanket. But that's okay. We're not here to take damage. We're here to deal damage with a nice close combat. We can actually get a bunch of coverage with Poison Jab, Triple Axle, Ice Spinner, Knockoff. If we want to set up, we can use Sword Stance. So if we want bulk up, though we're probably not going to ever use that because we're not going to use that. We got some very nice priority in case our speed is not enough. We got Vacuum Wave. If we want, hey, 95 special attack. Don't sleep on it. We want to go Grass Knot also. We also get the fun Upper Hand, which out-prioritizes other priority. So that's always going to be fun. We also get, what's it called? Fake Out. I don't think I wrote it down. But yeah, Fake Out, and that's another priority. So this is our priority and damage dealing machinery. Mian Shao. Woo! So at this point, I'm thinking, I've got so much Volt Turn going on. I need a spinner. Hazards are going to mess me up. So, enter Tennis Balls the Tentacruel, who is also a Volt Turner with Flip Turn. But yeah, more importantly, is our Rapid Spinner. Very nice speed and special defense. Unfortunately weak to ground, which a lot of ground types do get hazards. So, we'll figure that out when we get to it. But unfortunately for those ground types, we are a water type and can hit them with like Hydro Pumps, Surfs. If we want to go physical, we can hit them with Liquidations and Flip Turns, as I mentioned before. If we want to hit non-grounds, we can hit, we got our other stabs with Poison, Sludge Bombs, and Waves. We got coverage with Dazzling Gleam. We got utilities moves with the Mirror Coat, Knockoff, Haze, Toxic Spikes, another Toxic Spike setter. Very nice. So yeah, Tentacruel, a very nice, a good spinner. That's what we wanted. So now I'm looking at my draft, and I'm seeing, hey, I have a Grass type and a Water type. I should get a Fire type to complete that Fire, Water, Grass core. And then I'm like, wait, hold on. I've got a lot of ground weaknesses going on. I don't want to add another one right now. So I was actually able to compromise and pick up a Fire type that is not weak to ground. And here we comes, cooking by the book, Rotom Heat, who has Levitate, so no ground, unless we're Mold Breaker, but don't worry about that, So yeah, Rotom Heat, pretty bulky, nice defenses, low HP though that makes my Pain Splits more fun to use. We got our nice big old overheats and thunderbolts, discharges. Hey, look, another Volt Switcher. Wow, we love that. We love our momentum, don't we here? Yeah, we can also run like some support moves with like Will-O-Wisp. We got dual screens, Thunder Wave. If we want to set up, we can get Nasty Plots. I think we also get Stored Power, though I'm unlikely to use that, but who knows? We could also use that. It's got decent special attack with 105. So yeah, that's Rotom Heat for you. A Fire type that is immune to ground and also is not weak. It also resists ice. Because at this point I'm feeling like I'm starting to build a bit of an ice weakness, or at least with some future plans I will, and I don't want that. Alright, round 7 rolls around. And at this point, I'm like, damn, all the fairies that I've been looking at are being taken. Forgus is gone, Sylveon's gone, Azumarill's long gone. I mean, there's Gardevoir, but I would rather have a fairy that's not weak, that actually does resist dark. And so, I'm looking a little bit lower than our previous Pokemon, and I see our cutie little Alchemy. We got creme de la creme, the Alchemy, who is in fact our first Terra Captain, who can terrestrialize into either a fairy, a fire, or a poison type. So that's exciting. Alchemy is very fun. She's got some pretty nice special defense and some pretty nice special attack. Other than that, a bit lacking in everything else, but we can make up for it. We can Acid Armor to increase our defenses. We can Calm Mind, and then Stored Power sets. I hear those are the rage. We get Stab with Draining Kiss, which also gets boosted by Terrestrialization into a fairy type. We can run Alluring Voice in case someone tries to set up on us because our speed is kind of low. But something fun with Alchemy is Aroma Veil. So what that does is that we can't be taunted, we can't be encored, we can't be like disabled. So our status move, our like support moves, are just going to just go. You can't stop me. You can't stop me. I can encore you, but you can't encore me back. It's like business. Anyway, we can also do like fun things. I think we get a light screen, but not reflect. We can do goofy things with entrainment. We can go imprison if we feel like someone's going to do something that Alchemy can do. Yeah, comfy. Imprison on comfy. So yeah, Alchemy, our first Terra Captain and our first and only fairy type. Well, other than other Terra Captains to come. Speaking of which, our next pick is Palossand, who is another Terra Captain. Now, Palossand is really cool. Very nice typing. It's our first ground type, which is good because every team needs a good ground type. It's our first ghost type, which is also very good because we got lots of hazards going on. Hey, look, more hazards with Zeltrock, and we could use a spin blocker. And we also could use some more bulk. Physical defense, pretty nice, 110. Good HP with 85, and we actually have recovery with a shore up. And in case we want to bring sand, that cures more. But we're probably not going to do that. You're slower than dirt, but that's okay because you're sand, and sand has been scientifically proven to be slower than dirt. Not as slow as tar though, so we got that going for us. Also some very nice special attack. Base 100 is nothing to scoff at with our Stab Earth Power, Scorching Sands. If we want a fun little burn, we can Shadow Ball. We can run Hex if we over Shadow Ball if we expect more burns or poisons from other things. Palisade has some like really weirdly good coverage. It gets like Sludge Bomb, it gets Energy Ball and Giga Drain, it gets Flash Cannon, it gets Psychic. It gets a lot of like random coverage, which is pretty nasty. A lot of some fun little disruption moves with Trick and Destiny Bind. I can run Curse if I want to. There's also Skill Swap for my Water Compaction because I think Sandveil's banned. Water Compaction is pretty nice especially when I terrestrialize into a water type, because then I can take a water type move very well and then get +2 defense, which is very nice. We also Dark was chosen because otherwise we don't really have any ghost resists on our team. So yeah, I don't want that. Or yeah. So yeah. And speaking of ghost resists and our lack thereof, I was like, damn, I need a ghost resist, or better yet, an immunity. And I'm thinking, what normal type should I take? And I decided, you know, I could use another spinner and a status absorber. And so we decided to go with Komala, the Eeper, who is our third and final Terra Captain, who is our normal Ghost and Fairy. So yeah, Komala has like a stupid move pool. It gets like every move in the game. It gets such a large move pool. If you can think of like a type, it probably gets that move. Just like, look, we got our Stab Normal, we got like a Knockoff, we got Play Rough, we got Iron Head, we get another U-turner, very nice, more momentum. We got Earthquake, we got Woodhammer, we got Ice Spinner, we got what else? We got Acrobatics, we got Gunk Shot, we got everything. And even if I decide not to go straight offense, we got some very nice support moves. We can Yawn, very nice. We actually have a Wish Passer, so that's cool. We can even like set up with Sword Stance and Bulk Up. Granted, our speed is not great, but that priority Sucker Punch, if we run it, is pretty good. Unfortunately, Game Freak decided no fun allowed and got rid of Kamala's most fun set, which is Choice Band, Sleep Talk, Last Resort. But that's okay. We can recover. We can rebuild. We can reduce, reuse, and recycle. Now, who's next? Oh, hey, Dreamnail, how's it going, girl? Venomoth is our next pick. At this point, I'm like, I don't know what I need. I mostly chose Venomoth because of that base 90 speed. And also as another poison type, can get those toxic spikes absorbed. Yeah, so Venomoth is actually really cool because she can Quiver Dance up and do lots of damage. I mean, that base 90 special attack is... It doesn't seem too scary, but Tinted Lens? She has no resists! Your resists are fake! They are fake resists! So my attacks are not going to be resisted. I said that already. So yeah, we can set up with we can use another sweet. So yeah, Venomoth can be used as a Quiver Dance sweeper. Get that Sleep Powder off and get a free some free setup turns. And then just win, so that's fun. Otherwise, some nice support moves. One of the few Pokemon that does still have Toxic. I actually also still have Toxic Spikes. We can do some goofy things with Disable or Skill Swap if we want to. But yeah, that's Dreamnail, the Venomoth. Now, the eagle-brained of you may be realizing we still have a lot of points left over. We still have like 16 points. That's a lot. So I'm like, for my 11th and final Pokemon, I can choose almost anything that hasn't been taken yet. So I'm like looking, I'm thinking, what do I even need left? And I couldn't figure out like something that I was hugely missing. So I'm like, you know what? Instead of finding a Pokemon for a specific role, I get a Pokemon that can do every role. And enter Futz, the Mew! Who made it all the way to the end, really. No one else took Mew. Mew does everything. You can't predict Mew. Mew does everything. Every single move in the game. Okay, not every single move in the game. Every single TM in the game. Except recovery. No recovery from Mew. Sad. But very, very nice base 100 all across the board. Mew, everything. You can do anything with Mew. You can do setup, you can do a defensive Mew, you can do like more U-turn or Volt Switch, you can do more hazards, you can do more like being annoying, anything. Mew is unstoppable. That's not true, but Mew is unpredictable. And that is why Futz is on the team, because you can't prepare. You can't be prepared. I can be prepared for you, but you can't be prepared for Mew. Yeah. And yeah, so that's about it for our draft. Oh my goodness, I am incapable of talking. I am without a script. I'm sure you could tell. So yeah, I am very much looking forward to this draft league and using our team. So, I hope you enjoyed this frazzled team draft analysis. I hope you like the team, because I'm liking the team. And if you don't like the team, don't tell me, because I'll be sad. No, I won't. I'll just think you're wrong. Anyway. That's about it. Goodbye.